guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So for this Shabby Saturday, I am going to sort of like go back to a video that I did a little while ago, probably a couple of years ago, on making these lovely lacy spools. Well, you can put them lace, you can put anything on them that you like. And I have run out, so I need to make some more, and I'd like it to be part of my Shabby Saturday video. So I thought I'd recap and go through it again. I do have another little project that I quite like as well that I want to show you for hanging ribbons on as well. But I thought I'd go through this again. Like I said, I need to make some more, so I thought I would do a recap. So I have made them in the last video. I'll link the last video down anywhere that I did. I made big ones, I made small ones, this one here, and I also have bought some of the little spools, and these are from Amazon. Love these, absolutely love these. These are really, really good. So simple to put together as well. I'll do a link, I'll pop a link down for those, but these ones are super simple. And of course, all we're using is little tubes, little cardboard tubes. This one is a kitchen paper tube, so it's done exactly the same way. I don't have a big one, so I'm not going to make a big one, but it's done exactly the same way. So it's super, super simple, and I just think they are fabulous, and I just use them all the time. At the moment, I have mine. I'm just going to show you. A lot of them I have just in a big pot for the moment, because I'm trying to sort things out, and I just find it quite easy to just go through this actually. I've got some of them on my shelf, but I got some of them in here because I just need to have a bit of a sort out. But I'm loving them on the spools because I can actually see what I've got on here. So, oh, that one, that's a spare one. That needs to go on a spool, doesn't it? So what we're going to do, so I've got these to go on a spool, this one and this one, because I keep ordering more lace and I've got nowhere to put it. Right, so what I'm going to do, I've got these little tubes. Now you can use these from toilet roll tubes, you can use them for kitchen roll tubes, you can use them tubes that come with gift wrap paper, whatever you have. You can use like that. Now what I have done, I've taken one, I've got some recycled paper and I'm just covering them. Now the last one I did, I painted them, but I thought I can't be bothered to paint them this time. I didn't want to get all messy, so all I'm doing is taking a piece of this paper. I've cut it to the right size, so you just need to cut it to the right size of your tube. I'm just popping a little bit of glue along it, like that. Take this and cover your tube up. Now I'm just covering it with the same sort of colour paper because I don't want these little like ridges showing. So I'm just going to roll that around, oopsie daisy, and then stick that on. I'm just using tacky glue. You can use glue stick, you can use whatever you like on there. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect because what we're going to be doing is gluing them to here like that. So that's how you just cover your little tubes if you want to cover them. Now I've made myself lots of little circles like this. Now some of them I cut with my little cutter because this is my little round one. This was from Journal Say. And some of them I cut just by drawing around here, so you don't need anything special. I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to run through this quite quickly. Now I've taken this. Now I've put it on the smallest one, and then what you need to do is just what I did actually. I made a little mark because you've got like a little cross in here. Don't know whether you can see. Can you see that little cross just there? You want to pop that in to where that little mark is, because if you move this and it nudges over sideways, you need to have to make sure you can go round it again. It does help if I take the little thing off. So we've got a little blade on there. That goes on there. I just hold that down, and this just... The only trouble is you need to sort of stick your paper down really. Pull this round. Like that. and then you've got a little circle cut out. Really, really simple, but I did stick my paper down when I did it. And the other way, let me just pop this on here, just cover up that little blade, is pop my little tape, and I'm doing on the inside, so they're all very, very easy to cut out. Now I did 4 circles for one tube because we need to glue 2 of them together. So you just cut around like this, snip it round, and then what I did, I've drawn, you want 2 the same, but what I'm going to do, because these 2 aren't exactly the same size, where's my other one gone that I just cut out? Did I put it on here? Oh no, here it is. They're not quite the same size. This one is slightly bigger than this one. So all as I did, I've taken one, whichever size you've got, taken some glue this on like that, stick it onto your card. Now this is Amazon packaging, so these are the little envelopes that you've got, and then these ones are just the corrugated card ones. So I've used both of what I had. I was just using up what I had. So we're going to stick that on like that, because we know then that these 2 are the same. Instead of cutting 2 out and trying to match them together, because cutting out a circle like this, you're not going to get it perfect if you do it by hand. You might have a little die cutting machine with a little circle thing on there that you could use, but I just stick it on. They don't have to be perfect. Trust me, you don't have to have it really, really spot on, because these are all handmade. What we do when we craft is all handmade, so don't worry if it's a little bit off. It's not a problem. So we've got 2 of these like this, 2 on there, so we need 2 for the 2 on top of each other stuck together, and 2 for the bottom. So you need 4 circles for each little tube on there. I'm going to put that one to the side because it's a little bit smaller. So I've got a bundle here. So we have 1, 2, 3. I got 4 in there, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can make 10 little tubes, 10 little spool tubes with those. Right, these ones I covered with music paper. Now you can cover them with music paper, you can cover them with book paper, anything that you've got. But what I'm going to do today, I've got some new papers out which I want to use because I think I want to make them a little bit more shabby. These ones are a little bit more vintage, so I wanted to go, because we're Shabby Saturday, I wanted to do some shabby ones. So what I'm going to be using are my new papers. These are the Shabby, I can't even remember what they're called, guys. I'll pop it on the screen. So these are just beautiful. We got 10 landscape and 10 portrait. So they are, I honestly can't remember what I've called them now. So, but they are beautiful. So I wanted to use some of these. I thought I might use that one. That's pretty. I'm just going to take some of them out. That's nice with the roses on, isn't it? And this one, look at that. They got sort of like crackle on them as well. I think they're just beautiful. Look at that. So we've got landscape and portrait. But I think they are just gorgeous. So I thought I'd just give you a quick look and then pick out some that I would like to use. See, I like that one as well. So let's have a little pick. Let's see. Oops. That one. So we've got a nice little brick wall in there. It's that one. Oh, I like that one as well. Let's have a little peek. That's nice. And I like that one. So that's like wood in well. So I'm going to use those. Well, I'm not going to use all of them, but I'm going to take this one. I like this one actually because look, it's got little roses on. So let's pop that to the side. And all I'm going to do is take one of these, turn it over. I won't go to the edge because I've got the white border. I'm going to stick these on like this. Move that about. Just stick that down. You just take a piece of paper and just stick them on the top. Really, really super simple. Like this. They can be really quick to make. So the other ones that I made took a little bit longer because I painted them. It was sort of the first time I did it, and now I want to sort of like make them a little bit quicker. Like that. Just wiggle that around just to make sure your glue is stuck down. Like that. Stick that down. I'll do 2 of these. See, Amazon packaging is just there for you to be recycled. You've got to recycle it because, you know, they send such big boxes with such little things inside that it's a shame just to not use it. And I have made so much stuff out of the packaging. So let's just wiggle that around. Make sure that's stuck down. Now you can put these under something a little bit heavy if you want to. These are the corrugated ones. So this one is, I think, slightly smaller than the other ones. And when I put the corrugated card on, because I've got 2 layers on there, corrugated cards, I've got some here somewhere, you can see it's got the lines in it. Once you've cut one out, well, you want to cut 2 out, you want to put one with the lines that way and one and twist it so it doesn't bend, because they tend to bend like that, and if you put them the opposite way round, they won't bend. It will make it a little bit harder. I think I show you that in the original video. So I'll pop that one down as well under this video. So I'm just going to stick that on there. Stick that down tight. Let's take another one. Can you see that goes that way? See, the lines go down this way on that one, and this way on that one. So it's the opposite way, if that makes sense to you. Put that down. Put that on. Stick that down like that. And then I'm just going to cut them out, cut them quite close. So then I have this little bit as some scrap paper. Not that I need scrap paper, I have so much of that. We need to do a little project with some scrap paper because I have accumulated a huge amount and I have not used it. That one's stuck down. So yeah, we're going to have to do a little crafty project with some scrap paper as well, aren't we? So just cut these around. So you might have some nice pretty papers that you can use. You can use bits of, you can, you know, collage them and scrap them on the top of these, which would look quite nice as well. So but yeah, try and use all your leftover bits and recycle bits. I think I did these with the recycle and reuse videos actually. I wanted them to be in my shabby video because I think these are just a perfect little shabby project. I have seen people make these and they've decorated the top, but I want these to just go in a, you know, stand up, so I don't want the top decorated. But if you have like a special bit of lace or something that you just want to display, you can make a really nice little spool with a nice decorated top piece, couldn't you? And I think that would be a beautiful gift if you did a lovely spool and got some lovely lace for somebody, if you know they're crafty or they like pretty things like that, I think that would make a really pretty, lovely gift. So I'll probably just quickly speed this up a minute, just while I finish cutting around these. Perfect, there we go. That's those cut around, and don't they look lovely? They look so nice. So I'm just going to take another piece. Let's use this one, and I'm going to stick these down. Now you can use the same piece of paper if you want to, pattern paper, or you can use a different one. I'm just going to mix them up today. Where's my glue? I'm going to take this, glue them again, because we want to have the paper on both sides. Just going to stick that on. Look at these papers, are just beautiful, aren't they? Let's just squidge that down. And I'm going to let these dry just while I do a little bit for the inside of the tube before I cut these out. Okay, perfect. That's those done. So I'm just going to pop those to the side a second, just to make sure they are stuck down properly. And I just want to make a little bit for the inside of our little tubes. Just because if you've got a tube and you stick it on like that, it's very likely it will fall off. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to be using to reinforce it a little bit. I'm going to take some corrugated card. Just take a couple of strips like this. I'm going to take my glue gun. Let's just bring this over. It doesn't really matter, but take my glue gun. Take that. We want to just glue it on. Glue it right up to the edge. Try and butt it up to the edge so you've got sort of like a flat edge on there. I'm using glue gun because it's, you know, the quickest. Like that. Then I'm going to cut that in half and I'm going to glue it again. Just like that. And stick that on. So if you've got little leftover bits of card that you've cut off from making your circles, you can use that. So stick that together, and I'm just going to cut these like that, and then we're going to take a tube and I'm going to put these into the tube. Now you need to bend it just so it goes round a little bit. And these are going to stick in like that. So they're just going to go inside your tube, right? So it butts up with the edge of your tube. So just bend it so it sort of fits the circle of your tube. So that will just go in there like that. And you want to do this on both ends. So you need about 3 on each one. Like that. And then when you glue this bit of the lip and around here, but this is the bigger bit, so that will make sure that you are really stuck to your little circle. That's it. So you just pop 3 of them in there. So you want to make sure that that's level. like that. Oops. And then this one, let's bend it so it's round a little bit. Glue that on. And then that pops in there like that. So then we've got this base like that. And we'll do it again. I need another one because I want to do 3 on each end. Again, just take your glue. Glue gun is the best to do because it's just, like I said, it's really quick, really easy, sticks really well, and you're not going to see the inside anyway. So don't worry about it being tidy because it doesn't need to be tidy. A little bit of glue on there. So these spools are something I've used over and over and over again, and I just love the way they look and hold, because we tend to have quite a lot of lace and bits like that, so they hold it really, really well, and you can see what you've got without it sort of... I know there's so many different ways of storing lace and things like that, but this one I've actually kept for a long time. So you need a little bit. There we go. Move these. It's just a little bit of glue here. Stick that on the inside. Of course, this one's hard. Oh, there we go. So yeah, you only need about 3 in there. You want sort of like the odd number, because 2, it might sort of like bend in the middle. So you want to sort of like do 3, just so it holds nice and tight. 1 there. Squeeze that on. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Look at that. Pop these little ones to the side, and then I'm going to cut a couple of these out. Let's make sure that they are stuck. Let's just do these 2 for a minute. Cut these round. Now the other ones I inked because I think the these ones with the music paper on looked quite sort of like vintagey, didn't they? So I did ink those. Now these you can ink if you like. I think I'm just going to leave these ones like that. Now they might need a little bit. This one I've used a little bit too much glue, I think, but you can probably flatten them. It might be best flattened. Wait till the glue is dry. I'm sort of rushing a bit just to make sure that you know I can get this done and show you what to do, but I think I will leave the other ones and put them under a little book or something just to flatten so that they are dry. I didn't use as much glue on these. I think I used, I don't know, I might even have used glue stick, I'm not sure, because the book paper and the music paper is a lot thinner than these. Look at that, fabulous. So there we go. Just beautiful papers, aren't they? I like that one for the top. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to pop that in there. These little bits that we have made that stick out, we'll put some glue on there like that. Tiny bit around this little bit, just so it sticks like that. Don't worry about it going inside because we're not going to see that. Now you want to try and get in the middle like that and hold that down. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. Just perfect. So what should we have on the top? Look at these. I love them. So most definitely shabby these are, aren't they? Just beautiful. Maybe I will add a little bit of ink. Let's see. Take that, try and get it into the middle. Not easy for you to see, sorry, but I need to just press that down like that. And then we've got our little, lovely little shabby spool. Now you could probably put a little bit of lace or something around there. Might just see, let's just... My desk is an absolute mess. I've got my messy little little cutting board on here. Just go around the edge just to get rid of that little bit of looking card in there. Oh, actually that's quite nice, isn't it? Let's do this bottom one. We have an absolutely beautiful day today. We have the actual, I've only had, it's now nearly July, and I'm only just in the last couple of days heard the cicada beetles going. They are so late coming out. So I know it's going to be a nice hot summer, which is fabulous. So look at that, guys. Isn't that just beautiful? Loving it. So these are the ones I did last year, or couple of years ago I think now, and then this is this one. So this one is a lot quicker. Covering this just looks nice. Now I've just covered it, like I said, in recycled paper, but you can cover it with the papers that match the top if you wanted to, but I haven't because it's going to be covered up anyway. So they are just fabulous. Let's take this one. This is beautiful, isn't it? I'm going to take this, and then we can just wrap this around like that. And I just think these look so pretty. I do have lots on my shelf as well, but I have such a small little craft room that I don't have a lot of room. So I've used up all my wall space with shelves and things like that, so I don't, and they're all full up, so I really need to have a little reorganize and get rid of some of the stuff that I'm not actually using at the moment, which is quite difficult because you never know what you're going to do, or I don't anyway. So look at that, and it feels quite a lot of ribbon or lace or whatever you're going to wrap around. And keeps it nice and flat, doesn't it? Forgot I had this one. This is really pretty. Pop that on there, and then we pop our little pin on there like that. Now I've got my little decorated ones as well, so if you've still got some of those, you can use those. I need to make some more of those as well because I have used lots. So there we go, guys. That is how you do it. I'm definitely going to pop these under something flat. Or something heavy, I mean, just to weight those down. Now the other thing I wanted to show you, I know it's just like a quick recap of these, because I have, like I said, I have used them, made them before. The other thing I was doing as well, I have made these. Now I've got this, let's put those under there. This is a placemat. Now this is just a very thin, quite cheap placemat. I bought, I think, 4 of these in a pack, 4 or 6, and they were a couple of euros, and I just loved the pattern. I think it was fabulous, and I wanted to sort of make something with them. I wasn't quite sure. I thought I might try and make some little plastic pouches or something with them, because I think that would look really nice. But what I did, I covered the top of these with them, which is quite nice, and that just stuck down with my tacky glue, because this is plastic. I wasn't quite sure it would work, but it did. It stuck down really, really well on there, which is quite nice. And the other thing I did was make some little sort of like tag things to hang, to put my ribbon on. Now, the reason I made these is because I was thinking of cutting some of these out, and when I do a project, I can just take some ribbon or lace that I want to use in the projects and wrap it round here. Now, I did want to as well make like a little something to hang these on. So when you're doing like a project, I'm still got my little thing that I'm going to be finishing up. So all the laces that I've used in here, I could wrap around there, and I want like a little stand to hang these on, so I can see, instead of having them in a big box, I can see, and then each time I do a project, I can wrap some lace around this and get it all organised and have a little hangy thing to hang them on, if you know what I mean. So that's my next project, is trying to make something to hang these up with. And because they're plastic, you know that they're not going to rip, they're not going to bend, they're very, very light. They can just go in a box. This one, I've got little extra pieces, but what I was thinking was actually just taking this off. I just got it on a little little pin there, like that. Let's just do that up. But what I was thinking, I wondered if you could just sort of like cut some slits in there and just stick this through, because when I want to hang these up, I want like a little hook or something on there to hang it on, like a little bit of dowel or something like that. Let me just get my... Let's have a look. This is why I got this down there, because I wasn't quite sure what I would be up to today. So let's just see. I've got lots of these, so if this goes wrong, it doesn't really matter. Just going to put like a little... Oops. It wasn't very straight. A couple of like little slits in here, not too big. Oops. Maybe we'll have 3 in here. Just a bit of a trial. Do you know what I mean? And then you could just stick this through, and you could just have your bits that you want to use, and they will just, they're not going to go anywhere because they're in between that little gap. And then we've got another little slit down there. I mean, it's quite a nice way to just store your little odd little bits, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Just to hang on through there. And then I'd get a little hook and hook that on. You know, you could also have one of those little circle ones to feed these on and hook them on. But yeah, I quite like that. Have I got any other little bits of anything? Look, I've got a little piece of this, which I could just double over and pop through. That's what I mean, just to keep your little extra pieces that you could use. I quite like that idea. Little section, so you could have one with all your little white bits of lace on. You'd have different colour ones. But I want to make like a little stand that I can just take out and then just take off what I'm going to use or what I'm not going to use. So loving them, and how I made the shape was really very, very basic. I got a piece of copy paper, well this is coffee stain paper, and I just, let me see if I got another piece. It doesn't really matter what I use, does it? Here we go, I got a little stripy piece, lined piece. Taken that. I've just made it, it's sort of almost similar to sort of like a a funny little dress form thing. So what do we want? We want to go this way. So I did it, don't want them too big. I just cut it so you go in a little bit, like that, up, and then like that. Just what I mean. It all depends how big you're going to do it. And then what I did, I had that piece, and then I transferred that to a piece of card, like that, draw around it. Then I put this onto here, because it's easier in a piece of card, because you can draw around it a lot easier, and you can do lots. A piece of paper is not easy to draw around, is it? This piece, if you've got a piece of card, it's like a nice sort of thick edge, like a little template on there. And then I'm going to just cut this out. I didn't do it so you've got, because some of the ones that you have for, hang on, let me just cut this out. Wrapping ribbon and stuff around have the square bits, but it's a little bit of a palaver cutting them out, isn't it? So just cut these out. I got, where did I get? I can't remember. So if you go to any sort of like cheap shop, you get like pound shops, and you get cheap shops in America and stuff like that. You can pick up these little placemats, really inexpensive, and look at that. And then I think I just sort of rounded off those edges so they're not sharp. And then we got another one. Popped, oops, pop a little hole in there, like that. And then you can either have your little pin, your little bowl pin, hanging them up. Depends where you want to hang them, or if you want to hang them. But I was just thinking of a little hook of some sort. Maybe I can make it out of some wire. But I think I might try and do something like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's just something that you can hang these on. You can see your little bits of lace that you're using in your project. Little bits that you can just clip on through there, make little things. And because it's plastic, it's not going to rip. I'm hoping. I think if you pull it hard, it will probably rip. But I think they're fab. I think they are lovely. So there we go, guys. A couple of ideas. Just a really, this was more of a sort of like a recap, because I want to make lots more of these. I've got 10 to make, so I will get on with doing that. Loving them, loving the paper. So that's the new papers in the shop. So do go and take a little peek, see what's in there. And this was made of the little placemat. So if you wanted to give somebody a gift as well, you could sort of like make them some spools, make them some of these, and everything would sort of like match in together. It would be a beautiful gift, wouldn't it? I love it. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye-bye.